So why is this dryer unplugged? Because it's not working. Well, actually it's working too well. So it won't shut off. It gets really, really hot. And I suspect the issue is going to be with a thermostat in the back. So I'm going to open it up and look and see. So I'm working on a Kenmore dryer here, and I can't be upset. It's 23 years old.
Are you embarrassed to have a 23-year-old dryer?
I'm not embarrassed. It's kind of become a matter of pride. You know, if I can keep this old thing working, it's kind of cool, actually. It's like keeping an old car running, kind of. Thing is, I get a little irritated with my newer appliances when they need to be worked on or aren't doing what they need to do, especially when we buy something expensive because we think it will really work and last a long time. With an older dryer, if you've got a 23-year-old dryer around, or a 10-year-old dryer for that matter, you've probably done some work on it. So on occasion, a dryer is going to need a replacement heating element, sometimes going to need a new belt. Those things have happened here with this one. I don't know how many times, but you know, if you can keep a dryer working for years and years, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth a little work yourself. Kind of the nature of being a DIY person is you're trying to save some money, put a little time into a machine. Sometimes it's a simple part that you can buy for $10 or $20 and save a repairman or save buying a whole new product. So we're going to take a look. We're going to take the back off and see if I might have one on hand that came with one of my older heating elements that I've replaced here, and see what happens. What happens with this dryer is it won't shut off with its automatic cycles or any of the cycles. You turn it on, it stays on. It will run as long as it has electricity. And then when you come to take the stuff out of it, they're so hot. Like if you have a towel or blanket in here and you pull it out, it's almost too hot to touch. So that's obviously not good. Dryers are going to be a fire hazard anyway. So this has to be fixed or we can't use the dryer anymore. Make sure that you have the appliance unplugged, and then you can start removing the back panel. So these are metal screws, and I used a power screwdriver here. You can use a ratchet wrench to get them off, but just make sure you don't lose them. I have a little magnetic plate here that I keep screws in with a project like this, and it's really been a lifesaver. So with the back off, then I went for the removal of the thermostat. So there are actually 4 pieces to the thermostat system, if you want to call it that, here with this dryer. And there are several others that are similar to this one. You're probably not going to be looking at exactly the same thing. But with these, they're on the back, and that makes them pretty easy to work on. I actually have another dryer. Actually, I don't have it anymore, but where you had to come up under it to get to these things. But here are the 4 different things in the back that you need to replace with this system. So I got these exposed and then removed the wires. I took pictures of each one so I remember which wire connects to which. And then I took off the one that I thought was the main problem. I was going to do a continuity test then with my tester to see what I could determine about this one. My continuity test was a little bit inconclusive. I got a reading some and then it would drop out. And so you can go further with that, and where you actually heat up the thermostat to see if it will shut it off. But with my continuity test, I was getting enough inconsistency that I decided it's going to be easiest just to replace it. So this was my first step. This is not going to fix it though, but I ordered from Amazon and it arrived the very next day. And so I put in the 4 new pieces.
Did you ever determine for sure that it was the heating element?
I never found my multimeter again, so I wasn't able to test the continuity there to see if it was touching something. But did you see it? It had to be replaced. So the problem was still there after replacing all 4 of those sensors on the back. So the next thing was to get at the heating element. So it's right here. I didn't get a good video of me removing it, but it has just 2 screws to it. But then there are also the wires here to the thermostat at the bottom of it. And you're just going to remove it and then slide it out. it's really a nice design. It's really made to be replaced pretty easily. Again, I had a different brand of dryer where I had to get up under it, and it was a real pain to try to replace a heating element in it. But with this one, not too bad, really. Once you have the back off, you have access to these things. Again, kind of counting my cost and what it would cost. And I was also looking at the timer system and possibly replacing it. But I decided to go ahead and try the heating element. So upon pulling it out, then I'm going to show it to you here. So I have both learned from videos and reading and from experience that if a heating element has a coil that's loose and it's touching the metal somewhere, then it's going to cause the system not to function properly. It may still heat, but it's not going to work the way it should. So I actually couldn't determine looking at this one. Again, I lost my multimeter, so I couldn't do a, I wouldn't say lost, it's missing. But I couldn't do a continuity test on it, but it doesn't look good here. It needs to be replaced.
Do you regret buying those thermostats and then buying the whole thing again?
I messed up. So I am not really qualified to diagnose. I'm just kind of trying some things out to keep the dryer working, to keep from calling a repairman, really. Okay, so notice the orange wire here. So I'm going to show you now what was happening. It was not tight on its connector here at all. It was slipping right on and off, and as soon as I'd let go of it, the tension wouldn't hold it in place. So I'm going to take my pliers then and tighten it down so that it won't slip off like this. I honestly think that may have been the origin of the problem. Now I do think the heating coils need to be replaced, so that because they've been damaged by overheating and they looked awful as you saw. But this may have been the source of the issue because things were just not connected right here. So be very careful with your heating element. You don't want to damage any of the wires. Don't touch them with your oily fingers. And I think they will live longer. But so here I reattached it with the now connected orange wire. And then I'm going to put the back on the machine and have it ready to go. Reconnect the exhaust hose. And you're going to see that it will now work. So I did replace a couple of things here. So I spent about $10 more than I needed to because I could have gotten the kit with the thermostats and the heating coil, but I bought those separately. So now I have some extras around, but now it works. Now you'll see it shutting off in each of its phases, and we're ready to roll again.
Some people say you don't really know what you're doing. Is that true?
That hurts a little bit, but I can't really argue with it. You know, I'm not a repairman. I'm not an appliance repairman. I'm just I fiddle with things, and if they start working after I fiddle with them, then all the better, right? So this one worked. Hey, thanks for coming.